What's up, everyone? You're watching Cannell Games, back with another episode of Football Manager 2017. And you're not going to believe this, but I did it again. I messed up my recording, and you can see that we missed. I already played the quarterfinal, and my mic wasn't on. So the whole thing is it just didn't record. It didn't record. So, and really unfortunate, too, because it was an amazing game. We gave away a penalty in the 5th minute to Nutley. Hotchkiss pulled us back at the 32nd minute, and then despite our domination, we just couldn't find a winner, and we went to extra time. And they scored twice, taking the lead twice in extra time, and we answered back twice as well, taking it once again to a penalty shootout and falling behind in the penalty shootout as we were the first team to miss. Greg Robertson in goal saved 2 consecutive penalties, and we were able to win. Really unfortunate that you didn't get to see that one. None of the goals were overly insane, I guess, but they were just they were incredibly exciting while it was happening. So we missed that, which is unfortunate, but we can go through a little bit of a league recap again. So since our 3rd round penalty shootout win, so back-to-back penalty shootouts, we played 3 league games against West Hoathly, Stones, and then Heath Rangers, winning all 3 matches. 2-1 over West Hoathly, 5-1 over the top table team Stones. We were actually up 5-0, and then Cogley sort of broke our clean sheet in the 87th minute. Ryan Salmon with a hat trick, Mick Dodds with a brace within the first 11 minutes, and you can just see it was absolute domination from our front 3 there. Reese Hayes wasn't the final pass too often, but he played incredibly well alongside them. So that was a dominant performance against Heath Rangers. Mick Dodds scored once again. Reese Hayes got his first goal as a member of the club. And we had a couple friendlies in there because you can see there's a fairly large gap from the 31st to the 25th between our league games, and I didn't want them to lose their fitness, so I threw in a couple of friendlies there in the New Year break just to keep the club fit. So in regards to transfers, nothing new for the first time this series. No new transfers. You can see we've now risen to 14 games played, to 2nd in the league, although Stones does have a game in hand, and we do not play them again this season. So our fate is slightly out of our hands, but we're still in a very good position to go up. We do have a match later on against Skeins Hill, 3rd last match of the season. So we'll see how that goes. We have 2 matches before our cup semi-final match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in game. I'm going to play through these 2 league matches, and then I'm going to give you that cup game. All right, we're going to get to that semi-final. We don't know who we're playing yet, but the intention was this episode was going to be about the quarterfinal, but technical difficulties, translation, my technical incompetence, means that we're not going to have that today. So I'm going to jump in game, play through these 2 league matches, and then be back with the Junior Cup semi-final. But before we do that, let's just take a look at who we're going to be matched up against. So here we are, the Mid Sussex Junior Cup semi-final draw, and possible opponents are the Burgess Hill Rhinos from the 5th division, how are they doing? Again, relegation candidates, but we can't underestimate them. Nutley certainly gave us a run for our money. Ringmer, also in the 5th division. They're doing much better, so we could play them. AFC Uckfield or Skeins Hill. Skeins Hill from our division. Uckfield from the 6th division, so those are 2 of our other possible opponents, and they still have their cup game yet to play. So Uckfield, and yes, the winner of that matchup will play us, so it could be against Skeins Hill, and there could be quite a bit on the line. If we are matched up against them moving forward, we could have some important fixtures against Skeins Hill in the coming weeks, as they're also our promotion competitors as well. So that will take place on the 11th. So like I said, we have those 2 matches to play, which I'll jump in game, jump through those, give you a quick recap, and then we'll have a live commentary of our cup semifinal game against either AFC Uckfield or Skeins Hill. Okay, and we're back here. Some scheduling changes as the cup match actually got moved, or one of our league games got moved, so we actually played 3 more league games. First one being a 0-0 draw against Fairwarp. Fletching, which was a little worrisome. It was a little scary, actually. We were up 3-0 at half. They had 2 penalties in the second half, but Robertson was able to save one, and we were able to hold on for a 3-2 win. And then a pretty tidy 1-0 victory over Buxted. They got a red card in the first half, but you can see they only had 3 shots total. Pretty wild in terms of our shooting accuracy, but that's just how it goes some days. A lot of them were inside the box, just spraying them just wide, just off the post. So not too concerned about that. A couple other things, though, to recap is, of course, we have another signing. Why wouldn't I? I released Neil Lazarus, wasn't playing, starting to complain. 32 years old. He's not one for the future. He's not one for the present, so let's get him out of here. But for some more depth at the back, I found this guy, Logan Jeffs, has pretty good defensive stats. 11 marking, 11 tackling, pretty decent strength, pretty decent positioning. So he should fit in nicely. He's played 1 game for us so far, gave away a penalty, looked very poor, 6.1 rating. But hopefully he'll get some sharp match fitness. He'll gel with the squad, and he maybe not be for this season, but maybe next season he can sort of establish himself in the first team. The other thing, while I was moving through, was we got our youth intake. Not expecting much from this youth intake team. By the time any of them are really first team worthy, hopefully we have moved on from the lowest of the low tiers, and they'll no longer really be viable first team choices, but you never know. The standout is Gary Walton. You can see 10 finishing, not bad. 17 flair, not bad. Not very good physicals, but he has some good natural fitness, so maybe his physicals can improve based upon that. Decent work rate, but nothing really to write home about. We'll see what he can do moving forward. Fairly aggressive, which isn't always a good thing, but he's sort of the standout there. Good. Dean King, fairly eccentric goalkeeper, which when you don't have very good stats, tendency to punch, he's probably too much of a wild card to actually feature, unless he really rounds out his skills, which I don't expect. Newsby, I suppose a rounded defender here. Not terrible mentals. Again, not expecting much. I've looked through these before. There's not really a whole lot of standouts. I guess Walton has the best stats out of any of them, but they're not very good. And I wouldn't really expect anything more from our youth system, because we don't really have a youth system, but I figured I would show you them anyway. But anyway, for the feature of this episode, we have our cup tie against AFC Uckfield, semi-final match, berth in the Mid Sussex Junior Cup final on the line, where we'll take on either Burgess Hill Rhinos or AFC Ringmere, their B squad. So, as for team selection, I gave Aaron Grundy a run out in a league match where he played fairly well. But Robertson's got us this far, and he'll get us the rest of the way. Logan Jeffs will be on our bench as our center back. Our 2 defenders, Davidson and Jeffs, will be our subs off the bench. Darren Clark, Callum Woods has actually been playing fairly well. Gave him some time there. He's complaining about a lack of first-team football. I think he's a fairly decent player, has good physicals, good speed. So I wanted to keep him happy. So to go through our lineup, of course, we have Ryan Salmon at the top, Mick Dodds, Reese Hayes, no changes there. Hotchkiss, Woods, and Jennings make up our central midfield. Then Stone and Keogh with Kabaki and Taylor in the middle, and of course Robertson at the back. Keeping our same tactic. The only thing I'm going to be taking off is exploiting the middle, because I find we're getting a little too congested. The only thing I'm going to change also is to whip the crosses in and just sort of let Salmon or whomever run onto them and tap them in the back of the net, and it's been working fairly well for us over those 3 league games. So a berth in the final on the line here as we start with possession. Kabaki lobs it forward to Dodds. Good control. Dodds had a beautiful assist. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 league games ago. Fancy little spin move there from Dickinson. Woods clears it up. Salmon using his pace. Collects the ball. Good slide tackle there. No. Dangerous free kick. Blocked by the wall. Coach is telling us to play more direct passing, but I'm not going to change off our short passing. It keeps possession. We have some fairly creative players. McDodds does really well here, as well as Leroy Jennings. Leroy. Jeez. Elstone. I thought that was Elfstone for a second. Dixon off the post. Robertson keeps it out. Fairly even to start here. Let's have a look back at their formation, what they're playing. So the fairly congested network there. Let's sort of see how things play out. We may have to switch out because remember the last time we played a formation like this, we weren't able to generate too much. Into the middle, Dodds back of the net. Great play by Salmon. 1-0 up, 15 minutes in. Dodds now has 10 goals on the season. I think Salmon's up to 15 or 16. They've really been the driving forces behind this offense all season. Good little tidy finish there. Just surrounded by Uckfield defenders and just unmarked. Finds some open space there. Taylor blasts it over. You're not going to expect a good finish from our center back there. But doing well. Passing the ball, getting most of the possession. Starting to get most of the chances now. Right on net. Kabaki off the post. Good free kick there by Dodds. And that's two of our last chances falling to center backs. Taylor flips across goal. Salmon cannot on the end of it. Good clearance there. Some sustained pressure. And if we can go up 2-0, I feel really good about our chances moving forward. We can get ahead early. Kabaki, again, scrambles it away. Center back's got to get back, though. They're trapped a little bit upfield. Dickinson does not look like he has a lot of pace. Hayes with a good strong tackle. Scrambles it away. And that's the end of that highlight. Wise with some pace down the wing. Puts it into the box. Dixon with space. Good save by Robertson. 3 defenders converging on him, and he still manages to get a shot away. That could have been dangerous, but Robertson standing tall as he has done so often this season. Dodds nods it away to Salmon. Salmon breaks up field. Numbers coming in support. Plays it out far wide. I think the left back could have run onto that instead of Hotchkiss breaking off, but feels like that happens quite a bit. Like they call out, or the pass is intended for a certain player, and if it's off, and if the pass is misplaced, that player still runs onto it instead of anyone else closer. Sort of taking the initiative to take control of the ball. I see that happen quite a bit. I think there's still room for some improvement. Everyone switches off. That's good. What about... Gotta get a little more positive. This isn't good. At least it's not red switching off, right? Just a neutral switch off. I'm going to take us to more counter. Stay behind the ball. They have 3 attacking midfielders. Callum Woods with a slide tackle there. No yellow. No cards at all yet, which has been fairly rare for matches lately. 11 attendance for a semi-final. That's exhilarating. I think the most attendance I've seen it for a single game this year has been 21. Another chance. Opportunity here for Uckfield. Hayes dispossesses him. Jennings scrambles it away. And Swan resets the attack for Uckfield. Out to Elstone. Wise down the wing again. Going to try and whip it across. Gets it in. Wilmot back in the net. Okay. Put Woods over there for Hotchkiss. Clark in for Jennings. Actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to go to this formation, I think. But the difference is we'll bring Clark in for Woods. Jennings can sit back there. Hayes can become a advanced playmaker. Dodds will be a shadow striker. And we're going to bring in Powell Houghton, the 2-man poaching duo here. Six with middle, working in the box, more direct. Sure, that should work out. Control. And see if we can get the winner here. You might as well go for it, right? Like, what's on the line? You got to go for it in these cup ties. If it was in the league and every point's worth something, I may be a little more defensive. Hayes, ooh, half volley there. cleaned up, and we'll see how this goes moving forward. But Houghton, he hasn't featured much lately, but I brought him in one of our league matches where Salmon was struggling. No, sorry, in the last cup match. He scored the equalizer in the 120th minute. So, can he make an impact again? Wise scrambles that over. Fairly even now. We've had the better chances, just haven't been able to capitalize on them. There's Darren Clark. Oh, right. Probably have the wrong, since I changed the tactic. The wrong set piece takers. Another highlight here for Uckfield. Every chance is getting worrisome. Just, you don't know who's going to finally break through. Passing it around. Oh, no. Good shot from outside the box. Not what we wanted to see. 10 minutes to go. This is just a good strike outside the box. Just free look at the net. Robertson just late on his dive. We're going to have to go attacking. Have to tell him to push forward. Can we do it again? Hayes, not like that. This may be it for us. We're running out of time. Clark scrambles it away to Salmon. Salmon now. Hutton's all alone in the back of the net. That's easy for Hutton. 12 finishing at this level. He's like a superstar. He's clinical in front of the net. In terms of finishing quality, if he gets chances like that. And we've just been able to respond in these cup games. Haven't been able to put away the opposition, but we've always been able to respond. And it looks like for the third consecutive match, we are likely going to, well, let's not speak too soon, but extra time. Wilmot misses wide there. May have one last chance. Ryan Salmon wants to come off. I don't know if we can do that, Ryan. I don't know if that's a viable option for us. But a minute to go. Salmon probably is quite tired. He's played in every match so far this season. Only rarely subbing him off. So he may be starting to lose his fitness, which is not a good thing with only 3 matches left in the regular season and possibly the possibility of one more cup match on the horizon. So hopefully he can keep it together. Keogh, you weren't even near the ball. We just need to hold on for 30 seconds, maybe regroup. Carlstone gives away a penalty. Amazing. Is that what's going to happen? Is that really what's going to happen? You're going to... Oh, please. Oh, no. What a way to lose it. Just... Like, look at the 3 clear-cut chances to their... And then the half chances. They had the penalty, but... You have to give us some time. You have to give us some time, ref. Give us some time. Oh. We had it. 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 I don't care. Be stressed. We had it. Keogh, you weren't very good. Stone, you were terrible. Oh, how do you... Speechless. Speechless. I felt that was winnable. That was definitely a winnable match. Disappointing, especially after those 2 penalty, 2 victories that went to penalties. Would have been very nice to, oh geez, to get a final appearance, maybe some silverware. But we still have some silverware possibly on the horizon. We still could win the 9th division title, and I'll show you the league table in just a minute. So out of the cup, 3-2 defeat, very disappointing. Everyone's been tracking Greg Robertson. Hopefully allowing 3 goals will get some clubs to stop trying to steal him away from us. Now normally, as a lower league team, having other clubs, interested in your players isn't always a bad thing because you can sell them. But all of our players are on non-contracts, right? They're just sort of freelance players playing for us. So to lose any of them, it gives us nothing in return. So the last thing before we'll leave off is to look at the league. So we are in a to a tie for first place with that upcoming match against Cannell. Next, actually, which will be fairly important. But it's very congested at the top. You can see Ashurst Wood still has a game in hand, so they could get to 27 points, which means they'll be only 5 off of the top. So the top 5 could possibly all be within 5 points of one another. Heath Rangers and Stones are both right there as well. So although we are in a strong position at the top of the table, promotion looks very likely at this rate, especially if our form continues. It's by no means a guarantee. So I will probably go and play Skeins Hill, Ringmer, and then our next episode will feature the Ashurst Wood conclusion to our first season in this series, and hopefully our final match in the 22nd tier of English football. And then we'll do a quick season recap and begin our progression to the second season of our lower league save as we progress through the 22 tiers of English football. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you next time.